Hello, friends, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Fort Worth Roots. You can find Fort Worth Roots on all of your favorite streaming services, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcast, and many more. This episode is brought to you by Pouring Glory, 1001 Bryan Avenue in Fort Worth, Texas, just off South Main Street and I-35, 1 block north of Rosedale. Pouring Glory is a growler refilling station that serves craft beer and award-winning food with live music. They've always got something going on, and that stage is about to get hot as our temperatures start to come back up and the weather clears up a bit. And if you got a doggo, this is a great place for your fur babies, especially on Sunday whenever they close up everything and do Dog Park Sundays. Again, that is Pouring Glory, 1001 Bryan Avenue in Fort Worth, Texas. You might not know this, maybe you do, but there's a thing going around lately. It's called influenza, and it is everywhere. We were at the pharmacy the other night, and it looked like Santa's workshop. You had pharmacists back there slanging pills around as fast as they could, trying to fulfill these orders. People are sick out there. And we were coming back on a Spirit Airlines flight about a week ago, and our co-host, the lovely Megan, came down with the influenza bee. Well, if you shorten it up and say it real fast, it sounds like a character from a Star Trek movie, Flewbee. Anyway, we decided we were going to stay at home this weekend and not record from the studio, so we did some phone call interviews today. Some of our friends from around the area, you've heard them on the show before, and we just wanted to call, catch up with them, and get some info on what's happening around Fort Worth this week and in the coming months. Kick things off with Keegan McFly. He's an excellent Fort Worth musician, and he was on episode 181, and if you don't know this already, we had a hard drive crash, and we lost episode 181. So there's a blank spot in the catalog, but we will one day, once we retrieve the data from that hard drive, we will put that Keegan McFly episode back where it goes. So anyway, we had Keegan McFly on the show for a minute, just talking to him about upcoming events and apologizing for the hard drive loss and a little bit about the Super Bowl. I didn't even know this thing was happening until a few hours ago, but apparently we got a Super Bowl going on this Sunday. So we talk a little bit about that. We get Itchy Richie, Mr. Richard Keller from Itchy Richie and the Burning Sensations on the phone, and Mr. Dustin Schneider from the Jerry Jonestown Massacre podcast, and the local band, The Spectacle. I think I said that right. All right, that's enough talking out of me. Thank y'all for being here, and let's start the show.
Hey, buddy.
Keegan McFly.
What's shaking?
What's going on, man? And thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I promise not to lose this one.
All good. This is for the Book of the Latter-day Saints proposal.
Exactly. Yes.
Right. Great. I've seen y'all out in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Knocking on doors, harassing people.
I like this better. I don't have to put on any pants.
Right. Exactly. And that's what we were moving to, more of a pantsless culture.
Great. But still have the special underwear, I assume.
Oh, you got to, yeah. It's a must.
Yeah. I think it's time to go pantless so you can actually show them off. Otherwise, what's the point in having them?
Right. You going to be watching some Super Bowl today, Keegan?
I am going to be watching some Super Bowl today.
You got a team you're rooting for?
I'm a lifelong, since I was a little kid, 49ers fan.
Really? Okay.
So I'm very happy, but I'm a little antsy because I don't think they've played particularly well in the last two games, and I don't think they can do that today and expect to beat the Chiefs. So
yeah, they've been saving their energy for this game. That's what it is.
I'm hoping. I really want to be a happy boy at the end of the day. It's not, all the time that I really care much about who's in the Super Bowl because it's not always the Niners. And whenever it is the Niners, traditionally they had won. They had won like 5 in a row they'd been to, and then they lost the last 2 they've been in. So I don't want to have that feeling. I'll have to just ignore TV and radio for at least 2 or 3 months.
Well,
I take it pretty hard.
The good news is there's only 2 teams that could go to the Super Bowl, and your team was one of them. So
that's right. So I mean, we've done that. I mean, and in general, Like, it's a great coach, great team. So, I mean, you know, we'll be contenders for a while and it looks like we got a quarterback, you know, so all that's good. Is that why you called to get my hot sports takes?
Nope, couldn't care less. I actually called because we had the bug going around here at the house, so we decided we were going to do a telephone style recording. You can hear Megan coughing in the background. She's feeling a lot better though.
Okay.
But also, I wanted to make sure I reached out to you because episode 181 is missing from our catalog, and I skipped it in the lineup because once we recover that data, whenever we were able to come up with a couple of grand to recover that file, we're going to put it in its rightful place as episode 181. And for people that don't know, we had a catastrophic hard drive failure right after we recorded with Mr. Keegan McInroe. So we lost that file, and I took it to 2 different tech whiz places, and they said if we can't pull it with our equipment here in shop, then we got to mail it off to some forensics data recovery people, and that'll run you anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 or maybe more. So,
man, I would just let that episode be.
Well,
it's a lot of money for one episode.
You know, it would kill me if that was the only thing on that hard drive, and you know, and I lost that would kill me. But unfortunately, there's 4 years worth of data on that hard drive.
Well, I guess you got to get that.
Yeah. So I will be recovering that at some point. I just don't know when. But I wanted to apologize, and I wanted to let you know that we do have that spot in our catalog is open, so that whenever we do recover that file, it will go in its rightful place as episode 181. Okay. But it was a great episode, if I do say so myself. I thought we had a wonderful conversation, and I just couldn't believe that we lost that one. But these things tend to happen.
That was if there was one that was going to go, it would be the political one.
We got a little political. We did, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the conversation was about politics and political things and social commentary, things like this. But maybe that's supposed to be hidden away in the digital ether.
Yeah, maybe the gods of podcasts decided that just couldn't be released.
That's right.
Maybe that's what it was. Right. Well, and you know, I think that
too powerful. Too much powerful stuff in there.
Yeah, and with the Fort Worth Roots podcast, we try to keep that thing as non-political as possible because, you know, we don't want to exclude anybody, and some people are so polarized by their religion, you know, their political ideologies that we don't want to say anything that's going to make somebody feel disenfranchised with the show or that we're picking on one side or the other. So we just try to keep that out of there. But as time goes on, it is more and more difficult with everything that's going on in our economy and in our society to not talk about it, because it is impacting everything we do, from how we go to how the kids go to school, when we go to the grocery store, how we pay our taxes. I mean, it affects everybody. So
yeah, it's more and more conversation leans towards these kind of things. I think it's on, you know, some way, shape, or form, it's on everybody's. Well, not everybody, of course, but it's on many minds.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, brother, what do you got to promote, man? What kind of shows you got coming up?
Oh man. Well, the next big show I have coming up is the Willie specials. We're doing Willie and the Family live, the whole album.
That's right.
And
that's going to be at Tulips?
Yep. No. That's at Magnolia Motor Lounge on April 20th. April 20th.
Okay.
4/20. And so that's the next like big one. It's like a show.
Mm-hmm.
I do have some stuff, some solo stuff, kind of around town. And then towards the end of the month, March, I'm going to be very busy, kind of traipsing all over Texas, out to the Big Bend region several times, and New Mexico and all that. And, but yeah, I as far as big gigs go, that's really the Willie Specials one is really the only big one on the calendar right now.
When do those tickets go on sale?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think they're online yet, but
okay. Well, let me know when you got a flyer made up, and we'll help you promote it for sure.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, that's one of the things I need to do is I need to put something together for that, and I need to put something together for the West Texas run. So I'm a little behind on my graphic work, but yeah, I got a photographer, Brooks Burris, going to come out to the house in Dublin on Sunday. We're going to do a photo shoot. Hopefully, get an album cover for the next album that's coming out. Hopefully, in the spring of this year. So that's the Dusty Passports and Empty Beds album. Is all of the recording has been completed. All of the tracking. So that's kind of that'll be the next thing that I'm really pushing. Will be to start teasing stuff like that. Also, I spent a lot of time yesterday working on a video, not yesterday, the day before, a video for Man in the Ground, the song I wrote with Jack Barksdale. It's on Agnes record. I recorded, collaborated with a buddy when I was over in Italy last April. And I don't know if you've been to Venice, but at night, much of Venice just goes completely silent. It's not like a big nightlife city. And so we after a gig one night, we got together and I had an idea for a music video for the song Man in the Ground. And so we kind of went guerrilla style through the city and shot a music video, which the fun thing is obviously it's like you see Venice and you're in it and stuff like, but a lot of it was kind of because of the nature of it, trying to get all of those pieces that we got that night as we were, exhausted and all the different things that happened and just trying to get something done. Putting them all together to tell the story correctly, we've had to massage and finagle it a little bit. And so it's not been ready, but it's getting close to ready. So that's about to be out, and that'll be another thing that will be, I hope, pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds badass. I'll be
pushing. So music video, new album, tour of West Texas in March, and then the 420 show. Those are on my radar for like things I should be getting the word out about.
Very nice. Well, make sure you just anything you make up as far as graphics or whatever, either tag me or send it to me directly, and I'll be sure and put it up on our social media. And I know that April is stupid busy for us, but if we can make it out there, we'll be there at Magnolia Motor Lounge on April 20th.
Well, if you even have like a passing enjoyment of Willie Nelson, you should make that show, because the band is killer.
Yeah,
and
that's going to be a great bill.
And it's a fun album. I don't know if you've heard that album, but it sounds like they were all on speed. Lots of speed.
I'll have to go look it up and see what I've missed.
Yeah, Big Mike was it was Big Mike's idea to do the whole album, and of course we're doing it on 420. And I after listening to it's been a long time since I'd really sat down and listened to the whole thing all the way through, and after listening to it all the way through, I messaged the group and was asking if there was perhaps a national amphetamine day,
because it seems like it'd go better with that.
Something. Huh? Yeah. So we'll be in speed mode.
Yeah, we got to get through the whole thing, right?
Well, it's just, I won't be doing speed.
Oh, no,
the band will be in speed mode.
You'll be at that tempo, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's like listening to that one moment in Walk Hard where Dewey Cox discovers cocaine, and but it'll be a whole show like that.
Yeah,
not really. There's some soft, nice ones. It does have a nice ebb and flow to the. It's like 4 discs, or 4 sides, I guess.
Yeah,
what you would say.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun, and everybody that can make it out should make it out, because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and we only do it typically about once a year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and there's talk as far as other cool shows. There's talk of on November 1st. This is way out there, but I think I'm going to put together with some friends a group, and we're going to do a Wildflowers tribute. It's the 30th anniversary of the Tom Petty album Wildflowers.
Okay.
So I think we'll do that sometime in November.
Got some time to plan that out.
Yeah. These sorts of milestone marker kind of events. 420 and Willie Nelson go together.
Oh yeah,
I just watched that documentary over Wildflowers, and it's such a great album. And I was talking to my friend. We did that show at Tulips last weekend, and my friend Danny Stone, the bass player, and he's like, I was saying, someday I would love to do a show where you just do the whole album. And so then he went and looked, and apparently the 30th anniversary of the album's release is November 1st. So I think and that's a Friday. So I think we're going to do something around that.
That's perfect.
But that's the news. That's the news.
Excellent.
The entertainment news in my situation.
Well,
sector of Fort Worth.
Keegan, thank you, man. I just messaged you, and then 5 minutes later we were on the phone. So thank you for doing that for me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, of course.
And
always happy to be on, and I hope this new hard drive is holds up to all the heavy conversation.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go with a solid state hard drive, and we're gonna back it up on another solid state hard drive. So we got two. So
that's wicked smart.
It's smarter than not having it backed up at all. I promise you that.
Yep,
all right, brother. Well, you have a good Sunday, and go 49ers.
Go Niners.
All right. See you, Keegan. Bye.
Later.
Hey, man, what's happening?
We got Richard Keller on the phone with us today. What's going on, Itchy Richie?
Nothing like a surprise call. I'm not even dressed.
You're not even dressed?
Not even dressed.
Here we are having this conversation, and you're not wearing any pants.
No, I'm wearing pants.
Oh, okay.
Don't get your hopes up.
Well, we had the bug going around at the house this week, so we decided to do a remote episode, something we haven't done in probably over a year and a half, 2 years.
Sweet. All right. Cool.
Just wanted to.
There's a bug. What kind of bug is it?
Oh, Flewbee, which to me sounds like a character in a Star Trek movie. Flewbee. She can hear.
Flewbee from the planet. I don't know. I got nothing. Caught me off guard.
Had you turned down a little bit there. Oops.
That's probably for the best.
What do you got going on today?
Man, I've got an exciting day. It's Super Bowl Sunday, so I'm going to brush the bottom of my pool.
Today is Super Bowl Sunday?
Well, when this airs, I'm sure the Super Bowl has already happened, and the Cowboys have already won, as they are wont to do.
The Cowboys are playing this year?
Yeah, of course.
Is that real?
Are you being serious?
I have no idea what's going on. I just found out about an hour.
Cowboys aren't in it.
I just found out an hour ago that the Super Bowl was today, so I didn't know.
No, the Cowboys are not in it.
Megan knows. She says it's the 49ers and who else?
The 49ers and the Chiefs. Yeah. No, the Cowboys did what they usually do, and they got to the first round of the playoffs and choked harder than the first time patient.
Just lost all composure, huh?
It was, dude. It was a smoke out of a game too. It was bad. I wasn't watching it, but I had my friend texting me and taunting me, being like, "Oh, how about them Cowboys?" and sending me screenshots of the score, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Well,
it turns out that if you don't watch the NFL, then there's zero disappointment when the Cowboys lose. So.
Well, I actually think I'd be disappointed if they didn't lose because they're so consistently inconsistent. Like if they started doing really well, I'd be like, "No, something's wrong."
Who is this?
Yeah, this is not the team I signed up for.
Well, you got any shows coming up, brother?
No, I don't. Well, the next show I have is the River Oaks Springfest Car Show.
As part of the music series put on by the Fort Worth Roots podcast?
As part of the music series put on by the Fort Worth Roots podcast, that is correct.
Nailed it. Very cool.
Yeah. So, in fact, Pryor and I, this morning, Slim Pickens and I, are working on, I've been really bad about social media because for someone that's supposed to be a millennial, I've got a real boomer take on social media.
Right.
But we work, we're reconfiguring our show. kind of leaning into the digital stuff a lot more.
Okay.
And as a result, so we've been working with backing tracks and stuff, and we put together the set list for the April show. And I got to tell you, I think Itchy Richie and the Burning Sensations, I'm slightly biased. I think they're a decent band, but I think this is
incredible local band. Level. Okay.
I think we're going to be different than we were, and different than kind of what else is going on. But I think we're going to be tighter and a little more interesting. I do have an EP coming out next month, also
in March.
I do on March 8th.
Okay.
Called Archaic Fate.
Is there a place where people can find that whenever it drops?
That'll be on itchyrichie.com, on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer. I literally don't know anyone that uses Deezer.
I think we're on Deezer.
Well, I'm on Deezer, but I don't I downloaded the Deezer for creators apps or what are creators, and where it gives you all your stats. Mm-hmm. And it's like 0 all-time plays. I'm like, sweet, really, really killing it.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Okay, but ever since Lighten My Heart got on the radio, I've been getting at least 1 or 2 Shazams per week on Lighten My Heart.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's sitting around and they hear it and they go, man, who is this?
They have to talk to Siri. I mean, if you have to talk to Siri about me, I must be a pretty big deal.
That's true. That's true. That's how you know you made it in this day and age.
Yeah, exactly. Siri's like, Itchy Richie? Yeah, I got you. I know who he is. He's my homeboy.
Very cool. What about other people? You know anybody else that's got a show coming up that you want to plug?
Let's see. Jeff Zero's got a show coming up, but when is it?
Well, if you don't have it in front of you, let me know, and we'll put it on social media.
Hold your horses, sir.
Okay.
I'm in front of the computer.
Here, I'll play some music for you while we wait.
Yeah, let's do the little wait. Can we get like Girl of Infamina in there?
You get what I got. This is what I got.
Yeah. Rubbing my face that the bassist for Blue October gave you theme music. I get it. Whatever.
Yeah, we almost lost it along with the hard drive crash.
Oh, that's right.
We lost.
How did that turn out?
Bad. Basically, I can't recover that hard drive at least until I'm ready to cough up a couple grand. Oh, and even then, it might not be recoverable. So, anyway, let this be a warning to all used people out there using hard drives. Back up your stuff, because you cannot afford to have these wizardy, techie, nerdy guys to go in there, open that thing up, and try to save your data that you lost because you dropped it 3 feet off of a table.
I mean, if Dropbox is listening to this, I will take a Dropbox endorsement, because that Dropbox has helped me as a musician and as a semi-functioning adult keep my shit together. Because that's like, I back up all of our tax stuff to it, so it's always there. Mm-hmm. I got all my tracks are on there, so I can shoot them out to people. I might have to get on Jeff. Jeff does not have it on his Facebook page.
That's okay.
It's not okay.
Well, I'm saying better than me. we can adapt. Oh, you got it. Okay.
He just hasn't advertised it in a while. It's coming. It's like next weekend. He's doing the Rock and Winter Music Festival on February 18th.
February 18th. Okay.
And that's it's not in Tarrant County, so you're not going to be happy about it. It's the Rebel Patio Grill in Frisco.
Oh, Frisco. Who's going to Frisco?
There's that bar they're going to. I used to sell food to. They do pretty good.
Well, excellent. I got to get you, Slim Pickens, and Jeff Zero back on the show here pretty soon. So let's make that happen.
Maybe stop being sick.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what happened. So I took Megan to the doctor, and I'm sitting there with her and the doctor, and I said, "How's it possible that she got this sick and I didn't have any symptoms?" And his medical explanation for this was God moves in mysterious ways. So anyway, we're probably looking for a new Probably looking for a new doctor, but yeah, I don't understand. I don't get how I didn't, because she was sick, very, very sick, triple-digit temperatures, and I mean sick. And
well, and that's
I didn't get
that's the weird thing about how illness moves around in a house. Like, there have been several times where like the kids and Brooke got sick, and it didn't touch me.
Yeah.
And then I finally got COVID for the first time back in like October, and Brooke had just been sick, and she was pretty sure it was COVID. She didn't test for it. She didn't have, she wasn't being around people.
Yeah.
So she was doing what she was supposed to do. But I was running around for a day like, this sinus infection just feels real funny. And I was like, I better take a test. I've got to, I was supposed to work a food show or something.
Yeah.
I took a test. I was like, guess I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And we were pretty convinced that she might have, the bad one, but she had a home test for that, and it came back negative, and then they tested her again at the clinic and also negative, but she'd like lost a little bit of her taste buds. So she's like, yeah, it's probably not good. But anyway, so I guess influenza can do that to you too.
Man, people, wash your hands out there.
Wash your hands. Oh, and by the way,
your damn hands.
They just recently decided that that Purell, the hand sanitizer, it does not work nearly as good as they were trying to like convince people. The 99.99% thing.
Right. Well,
that's only
bacteria, though.
That's only in laboratory conditions. So.
Well, and not to mention, it's more of an antibacterial. With your viruses, you're still,
I know.
I don't know. What do I know? I just play guitar in the premier alt pop band in Fort Worth. No one should be taking medical advice from me.
Well, I know that whenever we were in the height of the COVID thing, people were just bathing in Purell, and anyway.
Dude, yeah, that was what was crazy. Was like local distilleries started making.
Yeah, and that's
Purell.
So cool. Yeah, and their liquor bottles.
Yeah, you could have like Tito's Purell. That was kind of that was an interesting time. Don't put those bottles next to each other in the liquor cabinet.
Yeah, that could turn out bad.
Speaking from experience.
Dude, God.
Happened to a friend. Wasn't me.
I feel like you probably did it on purpose. So there's that.
Well, you run low, and then you're just like, well.
I never had a choice. Bottoms up.
It was either that or the mouthwash. So,
Excellent. All right, brother. Will you enjoy the Super Bowl? I'm assuming you're going to be watching that today.
I will be. Okay. But as I want to do usually, I am going to probably talk through the game itself and then watch the commercials, and then it's Ursher at halftime. So I'm going to watch that. That'll be pretty good.
Some Ursher. Nice.
And especially if we get Lil Jon out there, because we haven't had Lil Jon in like 20 years. We need to come back.
Well, here's hoping. All right, brother. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Later.
All right.
Y'all get better.
All right. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Mr. Schneider.
That would be me.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, yes. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. I hope you have a happy Super Bowl day.
I didn't know it was the Super Bowl Sunday until you mentioned it earlier in a text message. So,
how did you miss that this was the Super Bowl Sunday?
You know how like some things just don't matter at all to some people?
Yeah.
The Super Bowl's on that list for me.
I get that.
Yeah.
Still.
So that's how.
It's like plastered everywhere.
Yeah, I think somebody mentioned it yesterday, and I already forgot. So, well,
Funny.
Excellent. Well, thanks for taking my call, brother. We have had the sickness over here at our household, so I figured it'd be better if we stayed indoors this weekend.
Which sickness have you had?
It's the Flewbee, influenza B strand.
You know how you got that, don't you?
Flying on Spirit Airlines.
Yep, and touching all those surfaces at Universal Studios, all those handrails and all those.
Speaking of surfaces, what was the deal? Y'all, when did y'all get down there, or was it just you?
No, it was like my whole family It's my sister's anniversary.
Mm-hmm. And this is Orlando, Florida. Y'all went to which parks?
To Disney, the whole Disney World.
Okay.
Extravaganza. And it was kind of my son's graduation trip too, all rolled up in one.
Nice. Yeah, something that expensive, you got to check a lot of boxes off, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we went last year too. Growing up, we used to go every other year because my grandparents loved it.
Oh, wow.
And they loved having a huge family trip. We would drive out there in motorhomes. And it was only recently, it was like in the last decade, we started flying out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a big thing for my grandparents. This was like a big trip for them. And back then, we would take 2.5 weeks to go. Because we'd spend a week at Disney, like a day or two at Busch Gardens, and then 3 or 4 days at Panama City Beach, and then, the drive time.
Right.
So it's just kind of a traditional thing. And now my sister is a Disney nerd. She's one of those people that love Disney World and all that crap. So,
did you see any children whisked away by alligators while you were at the Disney park?
No. And no one would let me go to the Floridian to pay my respects in the way that I do.
And what is that?
Just to go, I like going to creepy places where creepy things happen.
Right.
And being on the beach where that little kid was eaten away by an alligator, which I don't really think happened, but
apparently it did.
I wanted to go see there's a little memorial stone or something over there for it. And all this stuff.
That's wild.
But there are signs posted not to swim in that lake anymore.
Yeah. When did y'all come back? Because I thought when I started seeing pictures from Disneyland, we hadn't even left to go to Universal yet. So I had just assumed that y'all were already home by the time we got there.
I was there from Saturday morning till Friday, the following Friday, while you were there.
Oh, wow. That sucks, man.
And I flew back Friday because I had to shoot Tool for their stop here in Dallas.
Yeah. So for our listeners that don't know, Dustin Schneider is more than just the creator and host of the #1 podcast in the North Texas area. He's also a very accomplished photographer, and you get to see all the cool concerts.
Yes, and I was asked by Tool's people to come shoot the show.
How wild is that?
So we went over. I went and shot it. Matt went with me to write about it for our outlets, but then I turned everything over to their people too.
Uh-huh.
So they could use however, but and then we had a show, or I had a show the next day with my band at Cicada.
Yeah, we missed that one.
Yeah.
Old Cicada.
You were busy getting flu type B.
Yep. Well, it's really crazy because Megan was sick as a dog for a couple of days anyway. She's about completely over it now. She's actually making a cake while we're doing this. So she's
Super
feeling
Bowl cake?
She's feeling better. Yeah, it's a Super Bowl cake because we're all about that Super Bowl for sure.
You're gonna have Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce on it.
Is old Swifty doing the halftime show this year?
No, Usher is, but Swifty's boyfriend's in the game, so she's gonna be there.
Have you heard about this this video that's going around with your boy Drake?
Drake's not my boy, but yeah, what's going on with him?
Was it a video or a picture? Apparently there's a video of him with his thing out.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it nice?
I don't know. Megan really wanted me to see it, and I was like, nah, I'll pass.
What did she think? Is it a nice penis?
She says it's good. That's enough of that. Anyway.
See, that doesn't affect me because I don't know if this is healthy or not, but we've been binge watching Naked Attraction on Max.
I haven't heard about this.
Have you seen this?
No, what is it?
It's a British game show or a dating show where a person goes on there and they have 6 candidates that they can choose from, but they're completely naked.
Whoa.
And what happens is they're all in these square containers, and the doors rise from the feet up. So the very first thing you see on these people is their genitalia.
Well, their feet, right? See their feet first.
Well, I guess technically their feet, but it stops at their genitalia.
Oh, okay.
So you judge them on the lower half of their body, and then you get rid of one. And then it goes, the next round is it goes up to their neck. So you see their chest and stomach. Then you vote one out that you don't like. And then it goes up to their head, and you can see their whole body, but they can't talk. You vote one out. Then the last round, they finally talk, and you're left with two to choose from at the end. But then those two people are completely naked. The person that's choosing has to go get completely naked and come back. So that those two people can see them.
We really are just simple creatures, aren't we?
It's absolutely amazing because the thought process of people and how judgy they are when you can't see someone's face and you can just say, I don't like their balls, or I don't like their toenails, or I don't like their labia, or I don't like whatever, is amazing. Or I don't like their nipples, or I don't like their breasts. But then when it shows their head, then it completely changes, because then it's like, now I have to judge these people eye to eye, and the parts I've talked about on them that I like or don't like, now we're looking eye to eye, and I feel strange about it. It's amazing what
so
people
crazy.
will do.
It's cringy. I don't know that I want to see it.
It's great. It's great human watching.
And it's playing on what network?
Max, HBO Max, or just Max. It's just Max now.
Okay. Yeah, we've got that. And
go look up Naked Attraction, watch the very first episode, and then text me and go, oh my God. Yeah.
I'm definitely going to have to check that out.
It's awesome. There's nothing sexual about it at all.
It does sound super cringy, though. Like, I can't think of anything worse.
That's what it is. It's more cringy. It's not like I was telling Matt about it. He's like, "Oh, that's got to be hot." You get to see all this vagina, whatever, blah blah blah. No, there's nothing sexual about it. What's interesting is how these people act and react, and then the host of the show throws in these weird facts through the whole thing that you're just like, "What, really?" Like the amount of people that like completely hairy bodies, and how there's a complete hairy body festival in Texas every year or some crap, and it's insane.
You're giving me a lot of things to look up here. Now I got to find hairy body festival in Texas
and go apply.
I don't know if I got what it takes. I mean, I've got some hairy arms, hairy legs, but I don't think I have enough hair on my chest. I've got some hair, but I don't think I'm winning any awards. Do you have back hair, Dustin?
No, I mean, like phantom hair. It's not. I don't have a hairy back. No, I just have like phantom hair here and there.
I feel like back hair is one of the most awful things to have to contend with.
Over ear
hair? Yeah, ear hair is easy to get to. You can fix that yourself. But if it's on your back, you got to have a friend that doesn't mind doing something real gross for you, Or you just live with it. And I feel like a lot of men with back hair just live with it.
Here comes the... Are you about to ask me to take care of that for you? I feel this is leading to a...
Dustin, how long have we known each other? How long have we known each other?
Are you comfortable with shaving my back?
Well, real quick, I'm going to pop in and do some phone calls with some people. So thanks for doing this with me. Do you have any shows that are coming up? Do you know of any that are with some of our homies, some of our friends around town that are playing local venues?
I guess the big one is, well, as far as my podcast goes, first off, I want to plug these.
Yes.
We've got this Tuesday. Well, when are you going to release this?
Tonight.
Oh, okay. So this Tuesday we have Redefine coming in. It's been a little while since they've come in. The entire band. They're a bunch of hunky men. They're cool. They're fun. Love those guys.
They have hairy backs?
I don't know.
You'll have to check.
They're all very, they're well groomed. They take care of themselves. They're good guys.
Allegedly.
And if you're a single dude, you need to come see them play because they bring the females like crazy.
Nice.
I don't understand it. Their shows are full of chicks. Then next Tuesday is a first for our podcast.
What are you doing?
In the almost 11 years we've been doing this, we've never had a real life, bona fide ghost hunter on our show that actually has his own TV show.
Nice, man.
And they're going to come in and talk to us about that. I'm very skeptical about this
As you should be.
line of thought. And so I'm excited about that. We've never done it, so we'll see how it goes. And then on March 5th, Mean Motor Scooter is coming in to promote their record that comes out on March 9th. And that night, March 9th, will be the record release party at the Boiled Owl.
Hell yeah.
And
very cool.
Should be good times. They're doing a show in Denton and a show in Dallas also, but all I care about is the Boiled Owl show.
Yeah. And for people that don't know, they should know, but Boiled Owl's right there on Magnolia.
Yeah. Look it up. It's right there where everybody likes to have fun.
Next to Yucatan Taco Stand.
And then somewhere in here, I don't remember what day, it's March something, is the next Spectacle show.
Okay. And then, of course, people need to put on their calendar August 4th at the Cicada. The Spectacle will be playing at that venue, and we'll still be kind of ironing out what time they play. But
yes,
got a little bit
March
of time.
22nd.
March 22nd.
March 22nd is Spectacle back at Cicada. And then April 19th, we have a show somewhere, I think, or at Haltom Theater. And then August 4th, back at the Cicada.
Okay. Well, make sure you keep us posted, and we'll make sure and share those details on social media for you.
Sounds good.
And looking forward to having you guys play for us during the music series in August at the Cicada.
Well, I hope you guys get well.
Oh, we're good. We're good. Everybody's feeling much better. Megan hasn't had a fever all day, so we're doing good. And she's waiting on me to get off this phone call so she can kick the batter mixer machine on because she's baking a cake. She just stood up and she's like, I think I'll bake a cake now.
Gotcha. That happened. That happened.
All right, brother.
Well, it's good talking to you.
You too. Let's get together soon.
We can do that. And just don't forget that King Charles has cancer.
King Charles has cancer. That's terrible.
He does. All right. Talk to you later.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you, Dustin. All right, goodbye. Jesus. Keegan, Richard Keller, Mr. Dustin Schneider, thank y'all so much for taking my call this weekend. We will be back on track next week with some interesting, wonderful, amazing people on the show, guesting on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. Thank y'all for listening to this week's episode, and let's give a little love to our sponsors. You already heard about Pouring Glory at the beginning of the show over there at 1001 Bryan Avenue, Fort Worth, Texas, just off South Main Street. Let's see, McFly's Pub, 6104 LtJg Barnett Road, Fort Worth, Texas. Pouring Glory and McFly's are great about providing a stage to our local musicians. Check them out on Instagram or other social media sources to see their lineup and find out when the next show is going to be. Cowtown Nutrition. Find them at 5430 River Oaks Blvd. They offer a healthy alternative to that compulsory fast food craving. Also load up on your favorite Herbalife products and learn about their fitness classes that they hold on location. Get them on Instagram at Cowtown_nutrition. But of course, our friends over at WAVVY Digital can help you with all of your online presence stuff as far as social media marketing and engaging content. Find them on Instagram as WAVVY with two V's, WAVVY Digital on Instagram. And Gianno will get you set up over there. Woodpostmetalworks.com. Use offer code podcast817. Houk Walker Originals at houkwalker.com. Roofing Solutions by Darren Houk. You can find them at roofingsolutionshouk.com. 817-882-6520 is their phone number. And they'll give you 50% off a roofing tune-up just by mentioning that you heard about them on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. Who else? I think we just got them all. All right. That about covers it. And true to my regular fashion, I'm running a little bit late on that graphic that I want to put out for the music series. But this is good news for you, because if you have a small business and you're interested in helping us provide another stage and support local business here in Fort Worth, if you'd like to help us with that, it's not too late to get your name on the banner saying that you support this little music series that we're putting together. It's going to be March through September. We're going to have a different band on a different stage from March through September, and then they all play together on one stage that last leg of the music series there in September. So anyway, I'm going to get all those details put together for you, and I'll have that out about midweek probably with a pretty little graphic and version 1 anyway. It's going to be all year, so we got time to play with it and reimagine it and get the information out. Our first one is going to be at Pouring Glory, and it's going to be towards the end of March. So go ahead and get your mind wrapped around that. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We've, let's see, who is our first band out there? That's one of the details. I know who I want out there. I got to call them and see if they're available. But anyway, we'll get that figured out. All right. That's enough talking out of me, guys. Thank y'all so much for listening to this week's episode. And if y'all ever have any questions, or if you'd like to get yourself on the show, you can. If you have a band or something like that, you can probably be a guest on the show. But if you'd like to just leave us a message and get your voice on the podcast, we can also do that. And I'm stalling right now because I can't remember the Fort Worth Roots podcast phone number, but I'm almost there. Almost got it. If I could type right. It starts with 817. It's 817-988-1292. And I think I include that in the show notes, but I'll try to make sure I do that this time. But you can call, leave a message, and we will play it back on the podcast. So give that a shot. You just save it in your phone. And then the next time you have an idea, you can just pull it up and give us a call. 817-988-1292. All right. That's it. Again, thank you. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.